Hey, welcome back to and yeah, man, we back at it. Not gonna be too loud because it is in the wee hour of the morning, and everybody is knocked out. So I wanted to make sure I stay on top of it. So even if I don't drop these on time, you'll be able to still review them, watch how I'm doing it, how I'm marking it up. And I'm trying to see if Saturday is that's when I want to do the replay. I'm going to show you how to use this and go over what we have done already. So I don't know yet. I'm still making my mind up right now, but um appreciate you guys for tapping in. It really encouraged me to get on here each week, even when I'm not fully here or attentive or just, going through the up and downs of things in life because that's what I want to show you. The life isn't perfect. I wanted to show you that I'm not perfect. I juggle life, family, career, and goals and dreams, aspiration as well. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, a provider, I'm a CEO, um, I'm a lot of things. So I want to make sure we stay connected. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, share with someone that's looking to do the same thing but don't really know where to start. And if you're looking for someone to give you the real, to tell you, there's times when you just don't know where to go. There's times where you are not confident and show you how they're going through it, the ups and downs. Tap in. You can always find educators free on YouTube. If you want to tap in someone that you feel more relatable to, make sure you hit me up in the email below. Join our free Facebook as well. And we're gonna tap in. We have four charts to go over. NAS 100, GBPJPY, gold, and JPYUSD. We're gonna go over what happened to the previous week, and then we're gonna go into the ideas of things I think is going on right now. All right, so you guys have been seeing me marking up each week, starting from the week, and then I mark it up. Well, today I won't start for the week. We're going to start off from where we last left off at, and we're going to pick up from the day, and we're going to start doing those by the day. So I want to be able to catch that one or two trades. I don't have to do this every day, but if you're looking to trade every day, then this is a way that you can trade every day. Because you're day traders, right? So we're going to start, since we're on JPYUSD, I guess we can start on that one. Let's go look at the notes that we had on this first. If we had any. And I know we did, well, I handed Danny book. Let's see. Um, well, you know what? I don't think I really, okay, yeah. JPYUSD and GBP, JPY, I didn't really like. I wanted to see what they was going to do. And as we see from the previous week, price went above the previous week high. Boom. We said that if price goes above the previous daily, then we'll be looking to buy. Price goes below the previous daily low, we'll be looking to sell. Price went above the previous daily high. As you can see, that's this blue area here. And so we're looking for opportunities to buy since it's above the previous daily high. The only time we buy is you're above the previous daily high. The only time you sell will be below the previous daily low. So we're gonna go to our daily, but we're gonna use our previous daily, which is here. Like I said, we already know how to do the markets on the week, so I'm not gonna get into it. I am looking for a buy on the week time frame. Well, not the week time frame. I'm looking for a buy on this trade. Um, and you see how it is above. the pivot point for the week time frame, I want to make sure that we actually go to JPY and see what it's doing. We probably already know USD is not going to be doing the best, but if we go to JPY USD or JPY itself, we can see if it's a good time to trade, because I think last week it wasn't, which is why I didn't like it. But I did say I would like it for the better of the buy. So we're gonna take a look at it, and you can always look at the previous videos as I drop them out. I think I had two more videos. I have the week before last week I didn't drop one, and the week before that. So that's it. Says to say, the least to say. So today is Wednesday. Um, we're looking at JPY. So for Monday going down. Monday JPY was good. Tuesday JPY is good. JPY is good. Today's Wednesday, as we can see. Well, I don't really see any JPY news yet. USD is in the red and it goes back to the yellow. Yellow. USD is red and yellow notes. JPY is yellow, so that's good for Wednesday. Thursday, JPY is yellow. And then going into Friday, there's no JPY news, but far as USD, we have the quote and the counter quote going like this. So it kind of helps with trading, right? If USD was the leading quote, and then would that be different? But it's not. So we're gonna go to, like I said, I'm looking forward to buy. And then my guy Eric saw this from the beginning. I want to say back in sometime last year. You can actually go back to the previous videos and see when we actually started marketing. So I've been eating off of this since it broke this crazy trend line, and I want to see it come back up to this gray area. Because if you pull back to that gray area, you will see that this is where price made the higher high, the higher low, followed by a higher low, with just a break of structure, and then it would be back at the area where price decided not to break structure in a sense. Um, and then you can see this on the month time frame. So, boom, right? So this is a previous lower high followed by a lower high, all right? And this is an equal low. So price, and then as you can see, it's the lower low followed by a lower low followed by a lower high. Now price is like in this head and shoulder, well, inverted head and shoulder type formation. So look at price to push above this pivot point all the way back up to this major level here, which I consider it as um, it was a major, um, it's a major resistant level because price is resisting back down. At first, it was a good support level where price need to break up below that support to continue to sell, and then boom, you did that. Now to continue to buy, price need to break above this. All right, and as you drop down to the smaller time frames like the week, you see that that candle actually breaks above and close above the pivot point. So we're looking for the days to be buying, the day, the 4 and the 1, right? In a sense. So that's a little master class of that. So we're going to go straight to the daytime frame and see what we want to do into this trade. So I kind of knew I already wanted to buy. So, so this is today, which is April 16th. I don't want to go with April 16th. We're going to go with yesterday. So I'm going to mark my little markings, and we're going to turn them green. I guess it could be green in a darker sense. All right. So we're marking the previous, if we have a previous high, we're going to mark the previous high. If we have see a previous low, we're going to mark the previous low. If there's no previous high or low, that's fine. We're going to mark also the previous daily open and close. So this will be considered the previous daily open. And then we're going to mark the previous daily close. My bad. All right. We'll label them previous because so we've price break above our previous daily high. We're going to buy. Price break below our previous daily low. We're going to sell. So this is the previous daily open. And then the previous daily close. Buy low and then you close at the top. So yeah. And then we're going to do the previous. Did I use? I don't know if I used the previous daily high. Uh, but I didn't use the whole, or I did a horizontal rate. There, that's not what I did. And again, I don't want to play any music or anything to where I am distracting to the house. So I'm trying not to talk too loud. Um, but now we have the previous daily high because my wife is asleep. Previous daily high. All right. So now we got all that labeled. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit so we can see what we have here. Right. I want to see if price breaks above the previous daily high to try to buy ourselves. I mean to buy. And as you see on our 4 hour, price breaks above the previous daily high. And then I'm gonna put out some other stuff. So I'm gonna notate that as we go. On the 4 hour time frame, price breaks previous daily, right? Put out some more stuff that I see. So price breaks above the previous daily high. If you look at the volume indicator, it's giving buying pressure on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So the volume indicator is signaling. It's showing, I'll say signaling because it didn't signal anything. Showing buying pressure on the 4 hour, 1 hour time frame. On the 4 hour, 1 hour time frame, you can see that down here below. Um, okay. And um, oh, it was the pivot points I saw. Wait. Price is also above the pivot points on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and I don't know if this is the daily. Oh, did I cut them off? Oh, no. I think I'm above them. Oh, I'm above the pivot points for buying on the day, as well as the week, because we broke into it on the week. Okay, broke into it for the week, the day, above the pivot points on the day. We also above the pivot points on the 4 hour, and then we're above the pivot points on the 1 hour. So from the day down to the 1 hour, we're above the pivot points. Okay. Then was above the pivot points for the week too. Yes, we just broke into it. So there will be another notation that I put up there. Um, breaks, measure, pivot. I would say strong pivot point. Breaks on the week, daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour time frame. All right. And I'll put that there. Right? Excuse me. So I'm going to find a entry point on this because I like it. And then we'll move on to the next one. So price broke previous daily high here. It's been there. So I would want to get somewhere into this here and here. So I'm going to go here. Yeah. I want to do a long position and I'm going to enter in where I see price. You can do here what price was before, or you can go a little bit above here if you want to enter, or you can wait to get up here, but I'm going to enter in here. It's a common denominated area where price has been on that wick. And you can put your stop loss here, but I'm going to put it below that counter that broke the previous daily high, right? So it seems like a pretty big stop loss. But then we're going to go do a 1 and 3 on this trade. We honestly could do like just like a 1 and 3, a 2 to 1, or a 1 to 4. Let's see what that 2 to 1 looks like. I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the 3 to 1. I don't want to change it. 1 and 3. So yeah, because I'm trying to think where I really want to. Because it's a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna leave it like that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Where that pivot go. Yeah, Because the price go back below the previous daily. There's no wick going in the opposite direction that puts it there. I'm just, yeah, if price go back that way, I don't want it no way. Yeah. So we gonna leave that one there. We'll see what it do. I ain't gonna keep it too long. Well, let me see how far we have to travel. Now I'm looking for price to go um all the way to this gray area before we start seeing anything. Uh, and then make sure volume still say green and green. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna try too hard. I don't think a wick is gonna come way down here and stop me out. I think the farthest a wick went was here, so I could have put it there and I could have put the stop loss there, but I did more of a extraneous stop loss, put it under the previous daily high. So I'll come back and write these notes part, but we're gonna move on to the next um we're gonna move on to the next trade, and I'll put these points in the chat, so you'll see it. I don't really want people to lean on my call or nothing. I just want you to see how I'm operating, how I'm tying in with life, how you know, just how I'm operating. Not really on like me giving you a signal and a call and all that good stuff. So, all right, moving on to the next one. That's what we got with. Oh, and I wanted to. Was it this one? I wanted to show that to y'all. Wait. Yeah, I wanted to point something out on here. So you see how in this trade we was waiting for a price to break above the previous daily high here. And we said if it did, we're gonna get into that trade. But we saw a price break into the previous daily open and close. And instead of waiting for the previous daily high, we got in from the previous daily close because we saw it break here and it was able to profit on this trade. So I just wanted to point it out. This was the trade I did. It was risky because of I think news at the time. Um, price bounced off the previous daily low, and then it went into the previous daily open to the previous daily close once we saw it. And I think this orange was the previously is this the previous weekly high. So we knew okay, it broke the previous weekly high here. Price could travel. Yeah. There's I know it was on a daily candle, so if I go back to the daily candle and look at this, it was something like this. You know, you had the previous daily open, previous daily close right here on this candle, and then you had the week down here for the previous daily low and the week all the way up here for the previous daily high. And we said like he has to break the low to sell and or the high to buy. And you know what I'm saying? We took that opportunity when it broke here on this orange level all the way up to the previous daily high. So that's all I'm saying. It don't make sense, but I'm not going to go through it. You got to go back and watch it on the previous video. It was a trade idea. Not many people took it, but it was a good one. Um, so we move on to the next one. This is the trade idea we have for this week. I'm going to now move it on to NAS 100. So for NAS 100, um, we saw a few things. We're gonna slide some of these notes over. So it can be a read. All right, so it says, if price breaks below the previous day low, we're looking for the sell. Price must come back down to the previous daily low. We said also price has broken below the previous monthly and the previous weekly low. Price has also broken below the previous point on the daily, the weekly, the month time frame. Last but not least, on April 9th of this year, we saw price pull back from the previous daily low and broke above the previous daily open and the previous week close. So we were still looking to buy if price falls back down to the previous day low. I mean, still looking to sell. And that was supposed to be a sell. This is supposed to set sell. All right. Um, um, so we're gonna do right. So if you look at the previous videos, you will see where we saw price come back down to this trend line. We're just gonna move these up here. Um, and then when price broke this major trend line, it created a new low and then came back to retest that. So you can see that we're kind of in the middle of that. So going off the previous week, like I said, I don't want to take time and to just draw all that. I will delete all that in a minute, but I want to show you what happened. So, all right. I'll show you the previous weekly high, and I'll try to go a little bit into this chart for a second. See at the previous weekly close, previous weekly high, previous weekly low, previous weekly close, and then we drop down to the daily. You had the previous daily, where'd it go? Oh, previous daily open, previous daily close, previous daily low. And then price did not break the previous day low. So if you had got into that trade, which we did not, I was trying to tell y'all about that. So I put it there for you to see it. And would have not hit the take profit, it would have put you into that trade and hit sell loss. So this is why we're looking at the previous daily high and the previous daily low specifically. We wanted price to pull back. And it said to at least, I'd have said at least to this trend line where price had broke out of. Um, and there's a pivot point up there. And it's up there where the previous weekly high and the previous weekly open is. So um, I would still want price to come down to the previous daily low before looking to sell, because I want it to go in my favor, right? And I really truly feel because of the higher time frames that we're on, that price is not going to turn around and buy. Um, as we see this sell candle right here, um, Yeah, hold on, let me see. Yeah. Because then you'll put a previous daily. Because if you're marking off the previous, you wouldn't be marking off of today. You'd be marking off yesterday. So price is already broken below the previous daily open, right? There's no wick. So I would want price to we can work off of that. I'm not gonna cap. Let me just draw this up because I feel like I'm talking too much. Only because I'm trying not to talk a lot, period. So let's see if we can have an opportunity to get into this trade. Let's see, let's see. All right, previous daily high. Since we on a daily, previous daily open, because there's no low on this candle. Open low. And you have the previous daily close. So this is what we're working with for this trade. Okay. All right, so this is what we're looking for this trade. So we want to see a price break below the previous daily high if you're going to continue to buy this trade. But obviously you see price breaks below the previous daily open. So there's no low point. So we're looking for price to come tether back down until the last week previous daily open. And then you can sell from this previous daily open back down to what is this green down here? The previous daily close. Like if you want to do that, um I could put something in for that for because price broke back below the previous daily open. And then we're gonna see if it continues to drop. Yeah, so that'll be a safe trade to do. You can take this previous daily open and trade it on the way back down, you know, or you can wait for price break below that point, which is the original low point that you had before you sell. So, so, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do a short position, and even if it don't hit, we're gonna see if it go back down to where we originally saw it was previous last week, and then boom, we just watch it. But uh, previous daily open, what should be because it once price broke from that previous daily open, we could have waited to here. Okay, so we'll do the trade there. Boom. Like I said, we just watching. I don't really know for this trade. I'm not really honestly going to trade it. I'm just going to mark it for a trade idea. At the end, they do a 1 and 3. Okay, boom. And then this is what that'll look like. So we can watch it because price do go back into this. Then for sure, price is going to fall back down below that. And then boom. Because then if it breaks here, then we're traveling all the way back down to where that previous day low was in the beginning, which is a previous low overall. So, but if not, I just want you to see price can do some weird stuff and don't even go that way. It'll boom, go into this direction and then go in there. I'm marking this so you can see, but I want to I want to get into the trade when price come back down here. Previous day low in the green. But we can see, and because you can see if price come back down here in the green, it'll solidify that it is going in that direction because price can do all type of things. It can bounce off here, do something weird like where it bounce, come in, put me into my trade, boom, bounce off, do some weird here, and then come back, boom. So we're just gonna monitor it. We're not getting into NAS 100, nothing crazy. And I'm gonna put that down here. We're gonna say 04/16/25. We are looking for a price to reject and come back down to break previous week, previous daily low. We are stronger in the sell. Just watch. So you're gonna watch that. All right. It's kind of what I had for Nas, honestly. I didn't have too much for Nas because I believe more into the buy. I mean, more into the sell than I do the buy. Um, just the way the market is moving. Let me see. Let me clean this up real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just beginning to sell. We're below the pivot points on the 4 hour. And let's look at this volume. Giving selling pressure here on the daily, selling pressure on the 4 hour, selling pressure on the 1 hour, selling pressure on the week, and selling pressure for the month. They just broke that trend line though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. But they ain't broke that pivot point on the on a month time frame. And that's what you can add that to that too. Um, so price have not broken on the month time frame. Price broke pivot point week time frame. And then stay below it though. And then you say, y'all say then pull back. And then 4 hour, are we above or below? We're below pivot point for on the day. We're below the pivot point. Then we like I had something to do with price. Price is above on the 4 hour. Then 1 hour. Yeah, I'm just watching that one at this point. I don't have nothing else with this. I think it's selling. So we're gonna go with selling. That's what I got so far. I'm just gonna slide this over here. All right. So we have what JPY USD as a buy. Yes, we have gold as a sell. And then I think I did Nas. I did Nas, GBPJPY, gold. No, have I done gold? No, I did JPY US. I did that one. I did Nas. All right. I guess I do GBPJPY last because it shouldn't take me long on this one. So we was looking for price to break below previous daily for the sell. We're gonna see if we did that. Hmm. Previous week. So of course we above the previous week. So we'll be buying. Let's look at the previous day. This is the day we're in. Excuse me. I'll just go into the next one because I don't want to sit here and go back over the lesson over and over and over and over. Okay. Boom, let's get it. We'll use red again. Not this candle, but the previous candle. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then make sure we get that. Boom. All right. So let's label this previous daily open, previous daily close. Then we got the previous daily high. So as you can see, price where we are now for today is above the previous daily high. So we are looking to buy. We always saw how strong of a buying pressure this was. See some buying. See some more buying pressure. And you see some more buying pressure down here. So we're going to take that off, put the pivot points up there. We're above the pivot point, but we're above the pivot point. Okay, probably both the previous daily close and high above the pivot point. Oh, so let me make sure we have a pivot point. Okay, I see the pivot point above it on the 1 hour, above it on the 4 hour. We're above it on the daily because it's way here. Okay. So we're above the pivot points on all time frames. Um, okay, so price broke previous daily high. We can make notes to this before I do it. Then we're gonna about to wrap it up. We got one more after this. Price broke previous daily high. Looking for a buying opportunity. Price is above pivot points on I think all time. Pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, and on all time frames. So yeah, just look for this buy. That was pretty. You want to ask me questions? Ask me questions. Then again, I understand this be kind of lengthy, but it's how I look at things. So low, high. Don't get into this for a buy. Okay, we could buy. Let's see where I want to buy it. Should have been a little pullback here, but I see price met again at like 30 head and shoulder. It would be the neckline here. So we'll give a long position. So price is because I really want you really could get in down there. There's gonna be some pullback, I want to say, but let's see. We'll just see. Um, can't get in there. I'm trying to find where I can get in. I know it hurt so bad. You can watch it from here. So this is where we at right now. We'll wait. To, we'll put something here because I know it's going. I'm trying to see something for daily. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I got. That's all I got. I'm sorry. I'm a little bored right now. But that's what I got. We'll be looking at gold for this. I like this little trade rate. Yeah. We're 1 and 3. I get my 1 and 3. There you go. All right. We on our last trade. Last but not least, guys. And I say, like I said, I'm gonna write all this down. When I get done, I'm gonna go back and write everything down. Um, I'm trying to drag this where the rest of civilization is. All right. Last but not least is GBPJPY. We're gonna look at news, see what that trade has been doing. It said price falls below the previous monthly low on the 1 hour time frame. Price also falls below the previous daily low. It didn't stay. It didn't stay. Ah, that would have been the inverted head and shoulder because that'll be the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This would be the neckline essentially from here to here. So price breaks back above the previous daily low into the previous daily close. And it can definitely be up to a previous daily open. Hmm. Bro, let's just see. This is, I'm gonna use red for my new week, right? And I'm gonna delete everything else to keep it clean. I'm gonna go back to delete it. I just don't want to spend all night. Or just right here. Because I'm really supposed to like delete it and just keep showing it. Which I will. So here, yeah, this will be all right, cologne. All right, so let's go ahead and mark this previous daily high to the previous daily close. Oh, and then I'm not close. This is the previous day's close, then the previous day open. All right, so we want to see if price went above the previous daily high. Nope, nope. So did price break this previous daily high, this previous daily close? It's probably gonna chop back down to the previous daily open. Um, yeah, I want to see price travel all the way back down here. Now you can definitely catch it once price get to this previous daily low where the blue is. Start traveling all the way down to this part. But this is the weekly. So you go from the previous daily open down to the previous of the last week open low to the previous daily low last week. Um, but we're gonna see because of the simple fact that this was selling. So I don't know if it's making this trend line here, but that I don't think it is. Or like that. No. I don't know because I see this head inverted head and shoulder. Is it above? I see selling pressure. Also, it'll probably go back below this previous daily open here. Uh so right now price is above my pivot point, but it's fall back below my pivot points, then we can sell. Matter of fact, did I want to do anything with GBPJPY before I even go any further? Let's look at that because I might just want to stop there and then get my notes and thoughts together. And yeah, because I'm probably not going to call or look at GBPJPY, honestly. So we know what JPY is pretty good. Um, red Tuesday, then orange, then yellow, yellow. Today, GBP is yellow. And today is red, yellow. And then tomorrow, GBP is yellow. And a bank holiday on Friday. I'm not trading GBP, JPY. Just gonna put it out there. We're not gonna look at it. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna go back and clean it up. So we're gonna type this. We are not trading GBP. JPY. All right. So yeah, because it was above pivot point at the end, now it's up was below pivot point, now it's above pivot points. I think it's changing. It's changing the trajectory of the market, but um yeah, what was that? The monthly yellow, and it's falling below. So I think this is a nice, beautiful setup for a sale. But I want to see what price do with it. Mm, yeah. So I think this could be necessarily buying in a sense, but also selling in a sense. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of GBPJPY. So I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna even get confused on it. So we have went through NAS 100, GBPJPY, gold, and JPYUSD. So I think it was gold and JPYUSD. I saw opportunity trade with yeah, gold and JPYUSD. So we're going to just monitor that. We're going to look at that throughout the week and see how they take play. And it is currently 3:05 in the rising. And, honestly, I've been having the hardest time to like balance everything, like life and all this stuff. But I decided to still show up, still be accountable for myself. And even if I'm confused or not confused, I decided to face all my fears with this financial market. So even in your time of need, you feel like you're coming to this chart and you still not understanding, you still don't understand what you're doing. Just keep giving it time, keep giving it time, man. And eventually you're gonna say Forex is stupid. And I ain't gonna cap. I agree. Forex is stupid. None of this makes any sense to anybody. But you will make it, you will face it, and in the end, it will all play out. And that's what I'm telling myself. So I pray that you'll be able to continue to grow, learn, prosper, stay healthy, stay blissful, and we'll see you next time here at FOREX is Stupid. FOREX is Stupid. All right. Peace. Going to get some sleep.